Sounds unpleasant.
You know what? Welcome, everybody.
It's a Tuesday Night Modern.
I'm your host, the handsome John Douglas, joined, as always, by... Give me an adjective.
Go for it. Just snap one off.
Just give me one.
Present. The present Taylor Gunn.
The present Taylor Gunn. All right. It's a little lackluster. Nobody's playing Modern Miracles tonight, or ever. Hello, Poland.
Is that a deck?
I guess. There's a lot of speculation of that deck existing for this no ban list Modern that SCG is going to have.
Oh, yeah?
But I don't think it's real. So we got Andrew Tefft on the Goryo's Vengeance plan, Zach Harris on the Counters Company plan. I don't imagine either of these players thought that they would play this matchup today. Maybe Andrew did.
Right. Well, welcome to Modern, man. If you think you're going to be able to predict half your matchups, guess what? You're wrong.
I could probably predict half my matchups going into a given tournament.
How big is the tournament?
The bigger it gets, the more accurate I would be.
Okay. Interesting. I think if you took a 15-rounder like an SCG, I don't think you'd be able to pick half.
I don't think I would get to 15 of them, but I think that I could.
You don't think your skill in Modern is enough to play 15 rounds? You don't think you could crack a day two?
It's been a long time since I've played Modern at that level.
We should get back into it.
I agree.
Let's saddle up.
Let's saddle up.
You got this Noble Hierarch hitting the board, saddling up for us.
Can't wait to get my Noble Hierarch here in April from the PPTQ.
Oh, man.
Gorgeous.
Gonna be
gorgeous.
Gonna be a
gorgeous.
Dude. What are you going to do with yours?
I'm going to touch it.
Okay.
Just little pokes.
I'm going to put it in I got a commander deck just ready for it.
Yeah, I might put it in Duretti, but I don't know. Not Duretti. Duretti? Is that it? Duretti?
Is that how you say that? Duretti?
There's either a V or T. There's two different ones. There's the Goblin.
We don't want that one.
We don't want that one. The bird that everybody hates. If that card still exists, or if that deck still exists, I'm going to throw it in there.
Yeah.
All right, so this Tide Hollow Sculler is looking at taking a Goryo's Vengeance in all likelihood. What is this? Why are you...
No, he's not putting up that one. He's going to show us the name of your commander. I'm putting it in the Bros. I forget what their name is, but I call them the Bros.
Yeah.
They're definitely swole.
They are swole bros.
They're swole bros overlooking their kingdom in the art, so they're the Bros.
So we've taken the Cathartic Reunion, which is interesting. I feel like that's probably the piece with the single most amount of redundancy. So I wouldn't be huge on taking that, but here we are. How about a little Knight's Whisper? Hey, little baby, let me whisper in your ear.
Yeah, Andrew's definitely getting his mileage out of these Goryo's Vengeances. I've seen him play an Esper version, and now we're on to a Rakdos version.
I think the Esper version's way cooler, but...
The Esper version is cooler.
It's less good. I'll give him that. He's playing the better deck. But yeah, team open in Cincy's Suite, although if I get a team for that, I'm probably going to play Legacy, just because like it's easier to find. It's harder to find a Legacy player for us.
Yeah.
And I could just like give me this deck that, you know, I won the last team tournament with.
I'm working hard on acquiring all the cards to make that deck like a permanent reality in my collection.
They have a City of Traders here.
Do they have a City of Traders here?
I believe so. Here at GameSwap Mason, where you can find all of your needs, like this sweet Rivals of Ixalan foil negate that I bought today.
Yeah, it is one of the better negate arts.
It is the best negate art by
to come in
a
foil.
long shot. So they just haven't had good negate arts. Like, not all arts can be good.
Due to art being subjective, I concur. That, like, if you're going to call one piece good, there has to then be other pieces that are not good.
Right, there can be no light without darkness.
Right, exactly. Exactly, to get philosophical about it.
Did Andrew draw a third land? No, he did not. And as such, he will discard a Grizzlebrand. That's very awkward.
I don't think he's too beat up over discarding the Grizzlebrand.
I think he's beat up over not drawing a third land.
You wouldn't have to convince me of that. No, he has it in his hand. He just didn't play it. He wanted to discard the Grizzlebrand.
All right. So we've got the Goryos in hand. That's the game plan.
We got another land in hand.
I don't know. I guess he's making the block play.
He's gonna take one across the teeth here for at least 4.
Well, I mean, he can Goryo's out the Grizzlebrand.
Oh, is that an instant?
Yes, sir.
All right, so here it is.
So it stops an attack. He gets to untap with it. And now he gets a swing.
Well, yeah, so is this the deck where you have to draw into the card that repeats a combat step for free? It's from
I don't think so.
Cold Snap, I believe.
Yeah, I don't. It could be in here, but the deck is not solely reliant on it.
Okay.
And he has other Grizzlebrands in hand, so even if he was on that plan, drawing just like any discard spell here is going to get him there. Back down to 14. How low is he willing to go? Answer's probably 7.
Yeah, I'd probably get behind that answer as well.
No-Tech's promo negate is alright. The art on it's bad. It's just not good art.
Yeah, the art's kind of all over the place.
I'm a big fan of the NPR promos too. So Andrew has to discard it in turn, right?
Yeah, he's got a billion. Oh, Zach's gonna cast the Chord of Calling.
Chord of Calling resolves.
To find his other piece. He's going to have all the mana now. What's he going to do with it?
Mana.
What do you do with all the mana? I love how the Spider Monkey gave up on showing us.
Yeah, he just gave up.
The promo Noble Hierarch.
Spider Monkey never give up.
It wouldn't fit.
We'll cry about it.
Doesn't fit apparently into our parameters to show you a card here on Top Deck Productions.
We're gonna pitch this Borborygmos.
Borborygmos. All right, here's Zach with his untapped step. Andrew's just gonna sit back and hope he's not dead. Make an infinite amount of green mana.
So infinite amount of green mana doesn't do anything right now.
No, I agree. Now it does something. Also, he has a Ronus in hand, so he can make something infinitely large.
Well, so what Andrew's waiting for here is for Zach to pull the trigger so he can try to disrupt it. So
Zach just casts his Chord of Calling for some number.
That's the trigger being pulled. So now Andrew gets to Goryo's Vengeance, this Borborygmos, and now he can disrupt. Or just kill. Whatever.
Oh, did he just keep like 8 lands in his hand?
Yeah, he kept 5 lands, a Goryo's Vengeance, and a Simian Spirit Guide. So
I guess that's how that deck works.
Well, it was very important for Andrew to wait until Zach went off with Chord of Calling.
Right.
Because in response, Zach could then Chord and then get like a Scavenging Ooze.
Sure. Matters.
Very much so. Out of the board here.
If Zach had another Chord, he could have gotten a Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah.
If he had, so there was outs there.
So that would have meant that Zach had a 3-chord hand, which is pretty irregular.
Yeah, I mean,
Zach could have, spun the wheel and threw out a company in addition to the chord, and that's a little more likely. But you can't really play around that as much as you can the 3rd chord. It was also very good timing on Zach's part for the 1st chord.
Yeah.
He waited until after the Grizzlebrand was gone, but before the end step so that he could do this without Andrew getting his discard.
Sure.
Which is a pretty heads-up play.
Yeah, every one of these matches has little pieces that you have to figure out when casting your spells is like the premium time.
Oh yeah.
Because the margins in Modern are just so slim.
Very slim.
You might have one open window on a stack for you to get in some specific thing that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you just miss it or don't realize it, you might not win that game.
So what kind of graveyard hate is Andrew going to be looking at here?
So I think the deck's probably going to bring in Rest in Peace.
You think it goes the full-on Rest in Peace?
So, in my opinion, this is just how I think about Modern, is you want to have, like, 1 or 2 copies of the best possible card.
Right.
And then you spread your sideboard out so that you have other copies of possible cards that are also good.
Sure.
But not like maybe they're the best card in a different matchup, but they also serve a purpose here. So I can imagine having 1 or 2 Rest in Pieces and then like an additional Scavenging Ooze or 2.
The word is Branch. Thanks for the follow, man.
Always good to be followed, unless it's in real life.
Always good to know what the word is.
Astastic. All one word.
All one word?
All one word.
I've got a picture for that on my phone.
Anyway, Anyway, that's my opinion. So I imagine Zach goes to, 1 or 2 Rest in Peace, some number of Scavenging Ooze.
So the issue with Rest in Peace is it could potentially affect like some of his lines. So I don't know if...
I mean, I guess it affects Kitchen Finks and...
Right. So in this particular matchup, it wouldn't affect a Kitchen Finks if he had it, or...
Right.
I don't know, if he has like a Rebel Arc line in there or something like that.
Sure.
But you typically don't want to include it. Like, he doesn't have the Graveyard Hate for this matchup. He probably has it for, like, Dredge or, like, Grixis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is so, like, I would diversify that out. Like, I would never play Grafdigger's Cage in the company deck, because it just negates your companies. But, like, any other number of graveyard interaction spells, Relic of Progenitus, Rest in Peace, I spread it out as many as I find necessary.
I really wanted Ashes of the Hort to be a deal.
Yeah.
As like a Rest in Peace light. Like, it's obviously not as good as Rest in Peace.
Sure.
But it lets you have some play under it while stopping like some of the other interactions that other decks have.
Yeah. I also want my cards to have triggers that I can miss. Where Rest in Peace really comes up premium on that front.
Yes.
All right, here's Faithless Looting for Andrew's turn 1, which is probably one of the better leadoffs he can have.
Yeah, get that Boardberg most in the yard early and often.
He's got
Zach and I dig himself for 2. Get this Tide Hollow Scholar out. Man.
Is that a...
That's a Nourishing Shoal, 2 Simian Spirit Guides, a Night's Whisper.
And a Bantu's Last Reckoning?
Looks like it. Nourishing Shoal, one of my favorite Magic arts.
Arts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Nourishing Shoal art.
All right. Fantastic. So, all you viewers out there, don't go to JD for art advice.
Really? Nourishing Shoal?
I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't call it one of my favorites.
Let's put it this way. It was one of my favorites when the set was new.
Sure.
We obviously have a much deeper pool to get that art from now. Oh, man. Running it back. Here goes the Bantus. We've added a Nourishing Shoal.
All right. Bantu's Reckoning down.
Honestly, I don't know. I might have kept the Nourishing Shoal or the Boardbergmos since I had the Nourishing Shoal.
Sure. You can just get the discarder for free.
And I'm not sure. Huh. Let's see how Andrew can come out of this. He doesn't have any action. He needs, I guess he doesn't really need a third land. He can start pitching these Simian Spirit Guides to flashback Faithless Looting, but that's not a great place to be. We've got a suggestion for Graveyard Hater and Loaming Shaman. Good creature-based answer.
Yeah, I was once chastised for more than 5 minutes about my lack of a Loaming Shaman in my EDH deck. So.
Oh, man, this is good. This is very good. Shoot and Drain. Oh no, shooting.
In discard, gets the Path to Exile. That's
It's pretty good.
not the worst thing I've ever seen.
So this Bantu's Last Reckoning is very good here because this Devoted Druid has to survive a turn.
Right.
Or he just doesn't get the combo.
Right. And I don't know that the 2 damage is going to be enough here that it's going to require Andrew to pull the trigger anytime soon.
Hey, Spider Monkey, pull up this Nourishing Shoal. I want the world to see.
So I will say this.
Say it.
I think Magic Art.
Say it.
Magic Art has jumped the shark.
Yeah, it's gotten worse.
I don't think it's nearly as good as it was. What was the last great Magic Art set? Like original Ravnica was pretty good.
Oh man, I like it so much. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been a lot of.
Here's the Bantus.
And there's the Bantus. Yeah, he doesn't get the untap. So there's been a lot of changes.
Dragon Knights for life.
DK, get that gold. Sorry, there's been a big influx of these like CG art cards.
Yes.
Where they're
it's not
more
a painting.
computer generated. It's not a painting, and like it loses a lot of luster as a result. Not
Sure.
literal luster, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it just doesn't look as.
It gains luster, literally, I guess.
It doesn't look as arty. It doesn't look like art in my mind.
Correct.
It looks like an image.
Branch
Or
thinks that
illustration.
Innistrad was beautiful. I think Innistrad was intentionally not beautiful, but I get what you're saying. There was good art.
Yeah. I was speaking with a magic artist one time, and he was just.
All right, we have Infinite Green. What's the payoff? No payoff
me.
yet.
Pay this man. Fulminator Mage.
Yeah, Andrew does not care about that anymore.
That's an interesting include. He was just saying that how overwhelming the
Another Bantus. Well, there you go. How overwhelming, sorry.
how overwhelming it is when you're like, taking art direction to have the descriptions be like, draw this specific character doing this specific thing.
Yeah.
Whereas before, like, I mean, it was like, if you look at like the original Counterspell, like, they just told the artist what the card did. Like it
And you kind of
negates
use your
somebody's magic.
imagination.
Yeah, and it's much more creative. You can tell that they were given their liberties.
How do you feel about this Zachary Harris play here? Getting back the Fulminator Mage?
So I don't know how close Andrew is to just winning the game, like on an untapped step. But
pretty close, I think. I think he's a Grizzlebrand away.
so part of me wants to like just hold that Eternal Witness until like I know which of these cards in my graveyard is going to be like really good.
World Spine Worm, man, with the Nourishing Shoal in his hand.
Yeah, that's the whole deal of the deck.
The whole deal of the deck?
Yeah, you Gristlebrand and you draw into Nourishing Shoal World Spine Worm
Well,
so that you can draw in again.
well, it was Nourishing Shoal with Borborygmos, because you need it in your yard anyway. So then Goryo's Vengeance it back.
Right, I mean that's another line you can take. The Nourishing Shoal has more than one purpose,
Correct.
but the World Spine Worm is also very important too.
I guess Zach might have been trying to keep him off of the flashback of this Faithless Looting.
Sure. My whole thing with land destruction, especially if it's not...
Yeah, if you don't have a good clock, it's not doing anything.
Right, they're just going to draw
You're
lands
just
eventually
embarrassing
anyway.
yourself.
Do you remember when Gristlebrand came out and people were drawing different things on the ends of his hands?
Yes.
That was a great meme. That was a good art meme right there.
These meat hooks.
Got these big, strong hands.
They're big, strong hands. Down to 4. No fear. Nourishing Shoal RFGs. Does not discard.
It removes the additional card from the game.
Yeah, it exiles, apparently.
Alright.
Apparently also we're big dummies. But that's fair. I knew that.
But listen, you can say all kinds of horrible things about me. I'm quite accustomed to it.
It's nothing that I haven't told him before.
Yeah.
Here is the World Spire being exiled.
It's 11 life gain.
And we're just going to pay some more life.
Well, he's got to win this turn.
Does he?
I'd imagine so. I imagine it can't...
So I think that's it. Maybe just Simian Spirit Guide, Goryo's Vengeance, the Borborygmos, pitch a bunch of lands, and that's game. Nope.
Oh,
we're gonna do this.
Okay. Oh, he's got to... Does he have to discard the Borborygmos? Or do we have one down already?
There's one that was discarded on, like, turn 1 with the Faithless Looting.
Okay.
I wonder what he's digging for.
Is he possibly digging for the card...
He might be, like... Because he had 2, he might be trying to play around something, if at all possible.
Sure. Yeah, Zach does have the unknown card in his hand. 3, 9 damage. The Birds was the unknown card.
Bird's not going to get there, so I'm going to chalk this one up for the good guys.
Yeah?
The Goryo's Vengeance guys.
How much of this deck do you expect to see at the Pro Tour this weekend? Look pretty powerful there.
The Goryo's Vengeance deck?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
No.
I think it's a little too inconsistent to bring to a Pro Tour.
Sure.
Great Friday night deck. Great Tuesday night Modern deck.
Yeah, Tuesday night just knocking the rust off and hacking some games out.
Hacking some games out. Whacking, hacking, and slashing.
Anyway, we got about 30 minutes-ish. 25. Make it 25 because we've been known to wrap these rounds up pretty quick.
Yes, we do.
I'm going to come back here with the handsome John Douglas.
We're going to be back for round 2 of Hot Modern action. See you soon.